Welcome to part 3 of chapter 42. In last part 2, we were seeking a shelter in museum under Phosphorus. At least that's what we thought. And we figured out that the museum actually all survived all these floods simply because it actually was a teleporter to a space under the ark. The ark which Griseos was in. And yeah, we did speak to with little Vitas, and then it was pretty nice and heartwarming. Also the big Vita, she's acting really sus. Nothing new to us, but still, it looks like she's under some curse or limitation that don't allow her. That's, at least this is what I believe. That curse and limitation that don't allow her to help us directly. So we have to make our own clues. And then she's able to do something. Like, for example, we have to figure out that museum is under the ark by ourselves, even if she knew about this, and only after she helped us to go up to ark with a ladder. And actually also we did meet we took the 7 Vitas with us, who really wanted to come with us and prove them useful. On the ark, however, we did figure out that Vita, Vita is the one who is trying to, who did all these cycles, who is quasi monitoring that the cycle is going well. And also we meet Moriarty, at least in the video. And Moriarty had the idea to meet Sa when he sacrificed himself in a beam of light, and that's where we ended. He actually did sacrifice himself in beam of light, and we don't know if we will see him again. So let's continue what happened next. He did his biggest gamble. So now we are in part 8, like part 3, but subchapter 8, whatever you call it. The last piece of the puzzle has been placed. Whatever it is supposed to mean. But I can say this chapter is very exciting. Pity that I only do it right now. A little over 10 minutes ago, a criminal who fancied himself an artist delivered his freewell address and then vanished before the eyes of the public. After that, Huas group conducted a brief search and regrouped on the bridge. There's no sight of Moriarty anywhere. We haven't found anything on our end either. Huh? In the name of the representatives. If that fiend dares to show his face around here again, he will have hell to pay. I don't think he will coming back, at least not for a while. I quickly checked all possible entrances and exits in the ark, and didn't find any colors resembling Moriarty's. These characteristics are quite memorable, so for me to overlook them would be not possible. I never cease to be amazed by your ability, Griseos. As for me, fortunately, I haven't done any illegal hacking or anything like that, or I would be too ashamed to stand here among your ranks.
可是据我观察，方舟里到处都有你进进出出留下的痕迹。
However, from what I have observed, there are traces of your coming and going plastered everywhere in the Ark.
我明白了，是因为对Vita来说，趁我休眠的时候在这里到处乱逛，算不上亏心事吧？
I guess that would be because you told me that wandering around the area while I was in dormancy was perfectly acceptable.
啊，格蕾修有时候还挺严厉的呢。我那也都是工作需要嘛，工作上的事有什么好亏心的呢？
Griseos can be quite stern sometimes. All of that was for work after all. What's there to feel guilty about?
工作需要。
Work.
总之，既然现在观测不到莫里亚蒂的存在，我们是不是可以认为他真的不在了？
Anyway, now that Moriarty has essentially gone entirely off grid, can we assume that he's really gone?
对那种坏蛋不用说的这么委婉啦，小仙菊，他就是死啦。既然是展品，说他坏了是不是更准确些？
There's no need to mince words when talking about such a dastardly villain, Little Blue. He's dead. Although signed he's an exhibit, would it be not more accurate to say that he's broken?
神用来灭世的能量可是相当强大，别说是他那样的数据体了，哪怕换成我上，也会在瞬间被烧个精光。这可不是吓唬你们啊！
The energy that the god used to destroy the world is exceedingly powerful. Even it's a data-based entity like him, if I were to approach it, I would be instantly incinerated. And I'm not just saying that as a cat tactic.
我不认为莫里亚蒂会毫无准备的徒劳赴死，这是出于情感的判断，也是理性下的分析。
I don't think Moriarty would recklessly choose self-destruction. This was a decision came to based on rational analysis. I don't hope so.
要么
Let's
他
hope.
真的还没有死，只是又用了什么障眼法；要么他确实死了，却又以另一种方式活着，并还在朝着自己的目标迈进。
He either hasn't truly been annihilated in every sense of the word, or he used some kind of illusion. Whatever the case, he's still moving towards his goal. Of that I have no doubt.
那还真是块甩不掉的膏药啊！
What a tough nut to crack.
而且是被Vita主动捡回来的膏药。
And it's a nut that you picked up willingly.
对啊，
You're right.
不过，虽然令人在意，但当务之急也不是深究莫里亚蒂的计划。正如他在消失前对我们说的那样，所制造的灭世危机，才是眼下最大的威胁。
As intriguing as it is, trying to make sense of Moriarty's plan isn't our top priority right now. As he said before he disappeared, the impending apocalypse orchestrated by Sa is the biggest threat at the moment.
我们在考虑如何对抗缩的同时，适当提防着莫里亚蒂就可以了。否则，舍本逐末，我们恐怕很难有什么胜算。
All we need to do is remain wary of Moriarty while we consider how to counter Sa. Otherwise, we might lose sight of the bigger picture.
只是话虽如此，敌人的敌人可未必就是朋友。这一点还请大家牢记，不要落入他人的圈套。
That being said, being the enemy of our enemy doesn't necessarily make them our friend. Never forget that. And don't allow yourself to fall into anyone's trap.
我同意浮华姐姐的看法。
I agree with Fuhua.
确实，
Indeed. I have to notice that Griseos still says Hua, not Fuhua.
只要能保护弗洛斯就好。 我们会尽力帮忙的。
She still calls her by her old name. As long as we can protect Phosphorus, we will do our best to help.
不过，我们现在能做什么？按照维塔姐的说法，这里没有人能和那个叫梭的神明硬碰硬。
Alright, what's our move now? Vitas saying none of us can go toe to toe with that Tsar.
必要的时候，或许可以使用那个形态，但仅靠这招，也无法弥补我们和梭之间在能量储备上的差距。
When push comes to shove, maybe I can put out that one form. But relying on that entirely won't make up for how much more energy Tsar has than us. That one form.
而且万一，
Besides, what if...
我想，我们可以先尽量寻找对方的弱点。
I guess we should start by finding out Tsar's weakness.
弱点，
Weakness?
对方虽然号称神明，却既没有干涉我们的行动，也没有干扰我们的思想。在过去的轮回中，他更是仅仅在受到圣物的召唤之后，才超然地降下洪水。
Yes, our adversary might claim to be a god, but they have been curiously restrained and haven't meddled in our endeavors or tempered with our cognitions. In the past cycles, their transcendental intervention was solely its response to the artifact being summoned, which triggered a cataclysmic flood.
或许是因为他有什么主观上的企图，或许是因为他被客观条件所制约。无论如何，在他直接展现力量之前，我们还有时间找到这个软肋。
Maybe they have got a personal agenda, or they were just sticking to some rulebook. But either way, until they unveil their true power, we have got time to find their Achilles heel. This is actually true because, yeah, Sai is not that almighty right now. They do, and Vita, also the little Vita, everyone have a set of rules, and Sub's power is setting rules to worlds, like bubble universes. But we are not in a bubble universe. Interesting to think how it works.
就像浮华姐姐家乡的武术那样，我们从她的弱点入手，4两拨千斤，对吧？
Just like the martial arts from Huas' hometown. We can target their weakness and use their own momentum against them, right?
没想到你还记得呢，格雷修。
Yes. I didn't think you would still remember that, Griseos. Griseos and Fuhua exchange a knowing nod before Griseos turned her attention to Vita.
你们都看着我干什么呀？我说过了，我只是个被困在糖果里的可怜投影而已，没办法帮上你们的忙哦。
What are you guys staring at? Like I said before, I'm just a helpless hollow projection wrapped in a candy shell. There's no much I can do to help to you out here, unfortunately.
说到梭的弱点，你就没有任何头绪吗？
Speaking of which, have you got any leads to Sa's weakness?
那当然没有啦，我说过了，我跟创世神的关系可没多要好。
Sorry, no. Like I said, the creator and I were not exactly best buddies.
你们不是都捡到我的报告书了吗？那么多重复劳动，全都丢到我一个人头上，哪有半点把我当人看的意思？
You have got my massive stack of reports, right? They dumped all that work on me. I'm starting to think they see me as a slave.
可是，在我们发现这些记录之前，你并没有打算开诚布公。更早些时候，关于方舟和博物馆之间的联系，你也要等到我们有所猜测之后才加以确认。
But you didn't exactly plan to sling the beans until we stumbled upon those records. And earlier, When they discovered the link between the Ark and the museum, you only confirmed it after we would started to work on it.
你们没有问，我也没有想起来嘛。这颗星球上发生过那么多的事情，我要是能全都记得清清楚楚，也就没必要写什么书面报告了。
Hey, don't blame me for not mentioning it sooner. This planet's seen its fair share of events. If I had to remember every little detail, I would have no reason to write reports now, won't I? What a lazy excuse, Vita. Man, she is perfect.
再说了，这类事其实都是细枝末节，就算我不说，聪明的孵化大侦探早晚也能自己查出来。
Besides, those things are just nitty-gritty details. Even if I haven't told you, the genius detective Huas here wouldn't sniffed it out sooner or later. Would have.
你能保证
Would have.
现在已经没有什么还没想起来的细枝末节了吗？
Can you guarantee there are not any more of those nitty-gritty details that you have forgotten?
你这要让我怎么保证啊？要是我能想起来我没想起来的事，他们也就不可能处于我没想起来的状态了呀。再说，我就算信誓旦旦，你们也不会信嘛。
My god, Vita is just perfect. I don't know, this character... I hope to see her after. Like, also become playable. It's just too cool. Oh, how can I guarantee that? If I could recall the things I don't remember, then I wouldn't be able to remember them in the first place, right? Besides, even if I crossed my heart and hoped to die, you still wouldn't take my words for it. No.
实话跟你们说吧，我要是知道神的弱点，早就自己想办法摆脱它了，也用不着大费周章。如今还得跟你挤在一个投影通道里。
From a scala of Vita to 10, how much do you trust her? The trust is, if I knew the god's weakness, I would have figured out how to deal with them myself, and wouldn't be stuck in this cramped hollow projection right now with you. Maybe you need some power to deal with the weakness, or like to strike into the weakness.
创世神不可能把他的弱点暴露给我，这不是信任不信任的问题，而是我根本没有接触那些的资格。
There's no chance they would divulge their weakness to me. It's not a trust issue, but a top secret issue. But what if you figured out and actually, like, Sa was, I think Vita has the biggest Sa's weakness, isn't it? Like, because Vita is not that ordinary, and Sa kept her very close to her. It requires time for Vita to divulge information. Huas had slowly grasped Vita's negotiation style. She couldn't know for sure how much of what Vita said was true, but she was certain that Vita wouldn't reveal any more information for now.
既然不能指望你，我们就只能自己收集情报了。只是眼下能安全活动的区域只有方舟内部。
Since we can't rely on you, we will have to gather intel on our own. And the only safe place to do that right now seems to be inside the Ark.
我想到一个好地方，那里可能有大家需要的东西。
Huh? Oh wait, I just thought of a good place to look for what we need.
我的卧室。
My bedroom.
格雷修，这是什么大胆的玩笑吗
Griseos, is this some kind of bold joke? Vita, did you use Griseos' bathroom by any chance?
我还记得方舟坠毁的那一天，我就在自己的卧室里。
No, I remember being in my bedroom on the day the Ark crashed.
那时我刚刚被系统的异常警报叫醒， 还没来得及采取紧急措施，就因为某种外力陷入了昏迷。
Back then, I was suddenly woken up by a system alert. I didn't have time to take any emergency measures before something suddenly knocked me out cold.
之后就是长达数千年的沉睡，直到不久前被浮华姐姐唤醒。也许是强制休眠的副作用，也许是缩对我做了什么。我现在很难回想起自己究竟是怎么被关起来的。
After that, I was in a deep slumber for millennia until Huas, now she's using Huas, woke me up not long ago. Maybe it's a side effect of forced hibernation, or maybe it's something sad did to me, but I can't remember how I ended up being locked away.
不过，唯独有一点可以确信，异常现象发生的那一刻，我人在卧室。
But there's one thing I'm certain of. I was in my bedroom when the anomaly occurred.
我明白了。
It's all coming together now.
倘若就是缩引发了异常现象，那么这大概就是我们目前唯一可以准确追溯到的，由他亲自出手的记录。
If Sa occurs the anomaly, then this is probably the only accurate record of Sa's actions we can trace back to.
就是这样。事不宜迟，大家一起来吧。
Yeah, that's what I mean. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Griseos, wait. Okay. We investigate on our own. We can't.
到了，就是这里。
Alright, this is it.
哇，格蕾修的卧室比想象中还大哎！
Oh, Griseos, your bedroom is way bigger than I thought.
而且收拾得很干净，比红的房间要干净多了。
And it's so neat and tidy. It's even cleaner than Red's room.
是吗？这房间至少也有1000多年没有收拾过了吧？
Really? This room? Well, it must have been at least 1000 years since it was last cleaned.
那红的房间，就是比1000年没收拾过的房间还要乱了。
That means Red's room is even messier than a room left untouched for 1000 years?
你们真是的，别说那么夸张啊！
Come on, guys. Don't exaggerate.
不过，总觉得这里好像……
But something about this place feels wrong.
怎么啦，子？你感觉到了什么吗？
What do you mean, Purple? Can you sense something?
我也说不上来，就是觉得有些违和。
I can't say for certain, but something just feels a bit strange.
的确，这房间的装潢风格和弗洛斯可以说是大相径庭。如果同样风格的房间出现在弗洛斯，我肯定也会感到非常疑惑。
Yeah, the decor in this room is nothing found in Phosphorus. If I encounter a room with this style there, I would definitely think it's strange.
但这里是禁地内部，本来就是小 V 他们无法进入的区域，在这里见到没见过的装潢，理应不会使人在直觉上感到违和。
But this is inside the Forbidden Grounds, a place that we can't access. Seeing unfamiliar decor here shouldn't feel off to us on instinctual level.
不如说，应该是反过来的。
In fact, it should be quite the opposite.
子，你会觉得不对劲，是因为这里的风格不够陌生，对吗？
Purple, you feel like something off because the style here isn't unfamiliar enough?
这么一说，好像隐隐约约是这个感觉。来，不愧是你，连这都可以推理出来吗？
Well, when you put it like that, that's exactly it. Blue, you are a genius. How did you figure that out?
不是推理，我只是提前猜到了答案，或者说，我和你也有一样的感觉。
I didn't exactly figure it out. I just have the same feeling.
而且，一直躲在边上偷瞄的青，也是这么想的吧？
Stein must be thinking the same thing as well, since he has been peeking from the sidelines the whole time.
确实。
I mean, yes.
可我们都应该是第一次来这里，所以我本以为这只是我的错觉。
We are all here for the first time, right? I thought it was just my imagination.
呀，大家在聊什么呢？
Hey, what are you guys all talking about?
维塔姐姐，我们正在讨论一个奇怪的问题。
We are discussing something strange, Vita.
这样可不行哦！参观女孩子的卧室，还用奇怪这种形容词，格蕾修会哭的吧？
Huh? You can't say a girl's bedroom is strange. You will hard have feelings otherwise.
对不起，格蕾修姐姐，我补偿你一颗糖，好不好？
Oh, sorry, Griseo. How about I made it up to you with a piece of candy?
我倒也没介意。
I really don't mind.
你就收下他的一片好意吧。我也挺想念这种糖果的味道呢，只可惜现在没法尝到。
Just accept her kind offer. I kind to miss the taste of this candy as well. I hate that I can't eat it right now.
维塔姐姐，
Vita?
没关系，大家齐心协力把神明的弱点找出来，完美的解决掉这次的事件吧。到时候我就能回弗洛斯和你们团聚了。
It's alright. Let's all work together to find that god's weakness so we can resolve the situation. When that's done, I will be able to return to Phosphorus and reunite with all of you.
怎么了，浮华？我没说什么不对劲的话吧？
What's up, Fuhua? I didn't say anything weird, did I?
没有，我们还是搜查线索吧。
No, not at all. Let's keep searching for clues. You're being actually very cute right now. Which is weird. I don't know, man. Vita is just... Griseos storage shell.
这是格蕾修的储物柜。
This is Griseos' storage cabinet. The spacious cabinet was surprisingly tidy, with colorful paint jar as the only noticeable item. It's clear that Griseo's hobbies hadn't changed, even during the long journey of Project Arc.
最外面的颜料罐和里层的颜料罐之间有一截距离，
This
被人特意
problem.
取出来过，是格蕾修自己吗？
There's a gap between the outer and inner pair jars. Were they deliberately taken off? Did Griseo do this?
不过，这几罐颜料的颜色，
But the colors of this paint jar are... Well, if you put like this, and the Vitas do have hair colors, man, what did happen on this planet? Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, purple. The 7 jars were placed on the other outer layer, neatly arranged in an distinguished combination. Display screen on the table. Looking around, Huas saw a rather ordinary looking screen on the table. At first glance, it seems no different from the various devices within the Ark. However, upon closer examination, she immediately noticed something unusual.
这块屏幕样式和方舟里的其他屏幕有些微妙的不同。
The screen, it has a slightly different style from the other ones on the Ark. She reached out and gently tapped the surface.
材质也不一样，这是什么材料？
The material also feels different. What is it made of? Her gaze shifted downwards, and she spotted an inconspicuous symbol in the corner of the screen.
这个标志不就是？
This symbol, isn't that? What do you mean? What symbol? Oh, can you not say it? Griseos Acer? The style of the easel was so ordinary that even Huas couldn't tell if she would even see it in the mod's base. A nose stood alone against the wall, just as Griseos did when she left on her own.
上面没有摆画，是因为出事的那天，格蕾修没有画画。
There are no paintings on it. Was Griseos not painting on the day of the incident?
不对，我记得格蕾修经常画画，所以习惯把画板留在架子上。就算画布用完了，画板也应该还留着。是被人特意拿走了。
No, I remember Griseos painting a lot. She usually kept a board on there when even the canvas ran out. Perhaps it was intentionally removed. Following this train of thoughts, Huas bent over and searched around the aether, eventually finding a covered board in the corner. As she flipped over the painting board, she found something unexpected. Masterpiece. Simply masterpiece. Is there something written on it?
不通过画布，格蕾修直接把颜料涂在了画板上。
Did Griseos paint on the board directly instead of using a canvas?
而且，线条完全构不成形状，颜色也是一团糟。
And the lines don't form any recognizable shapes. The colors are all over the place.
这真的是格蕾修留下的吗？
Is this really something Griseos left behind?
调查的差不多了，
Almost done investigating.
去看看其他人有什么发现吧。
I should see what others have discovered. Okay, little Vitas.
干什么呢，猴？
What are you up, Red?
你手上这是书啊？猴，你居然在看书？
Hey, what are you holding? A book? Wow, Red, I didn't know you like to read.
怎么了嘛？至于那么吃惊吗？
What's the big deal? Do you have to act so surprised?
当然吃惊了。我记得你几乎从来不看书啊。就算现在大家拼凑起了好多个轮回里的记忆，把那些记忆里红认真看书的次数全部加起来，还是用一只手的指头就能数得过来。
Hey, Vita, don't point fingers on people. Of course I'm surprised. I don't remember you ever reading books. Even if we pull together memories from all those cycles, we could possibly count all the occasions when you actually read a book at one hand.
那不一样嘛。我们现在不是在帮浮华和格蕾修寻找线索吗？那当然得努力搜查，容不得马虎。
Well, this is different. We are helping Huas and Griseos find clues, aren't we? So, we must pull all our efforts into this. We can't leave room for carelessness.
真的只是这样吗？
Is that so? Stop pointing at her.
而且这里的书，比起小绿编的那些厚厚的规则集，还有小紫在庆典上念的那种长诗，都要有意思的多了。
Also, those books are way more interesting than green stick rule books or purple long poems in celebration.
哦，那是什么书呢？
Oh, yeah? What kind of book are they? Righteous Vita turned the book over in her hands and showed them to Voracious Vita.
乌龟和兔子，狼和小羊，狼来了。这是动物种类图鉴吗？
The tortoise and the hare, the wolf and the lamb, and the boy who cries wolf. Are those books about animal species?
不是啦，哎，你直接来看吧，看了就懂了。
No, read them, and then you will understand.
哎，别扯我。
Don't drag me into this. Okay, they did find nice books, I guess. Where is the big Vita? Big Vita?
到底是什么呢？
What could it be though?
快看，紫、绿，这里居然有棵数千年也不会枯死的盆栽。
Purple, green, check this out. There's a plant here that had not withered after thousands of years.
那只是假的植物而已吧。
I think it's fake.
道理是这样了，不过最早想出这套工艺的人一定很浪漫。它的材质是一种布料吗？还真是有趣。
Well, yeah, but the person who made this must have been quite romantic. Is it made of some kind of fabric? It's really interesting.
怎么，你不好奇吗，紫？
How come you are not curious, Purple?
啊，我？
Me?
他还在烦恼之前的问题，蓝，你这样是在影响他思考。
She's still thinking about the previous question, Blue. You have distracting her.
抱歉。
Sorry.
不过，我也开始有类似的感觉了，总觉得这里有点熟悉，但又说不上来。
But I'm starting to have similar feelings. This place feels familiar, but I can't quite put my fingers on why.
你觉得这是为什么，蓝？我们刚刚恢复了关于其他轮回的记忆，同时又失去了最后一个轮回的记忆，这是否会给我们的认知带来一些紊乱？
What do you think, Blue? We just regained memories from other cycles and lost the last one. Could this be messing with our perception?
我不确定。构造思维和记忆的原理太过高深了，也许在讨论这个问题的时候，我们可以从那边的盆栽上得到一些灵感。
I'm not sure. The principle of how thought process and memories are structured are way too complex. Maybe while discussing this, we can draw some inspiration from that plant over there.
你们瞧，我现在可以很清楚地描述人造植物的形状、颜色和特性，但是我无法追溯它的加工细节，更不可能知道它出自何人之手。
I can describe the shape, color, and characteristics of this artificial plant quite well, but I can't trace its manufacturing details, let alone who made it.
假如记忆也具有同样的特性，
If memories have similar properties,
蓝，你在说什么？
what are you talking about, Blue?
只是一点猜测，而且对现状帮助不大。
I'm just speculating. It's not really helping with the current situation, though.
没什么。
Nothing. Why? Even also in museum and here, all this investigating stuff, and it's a little bit too calm, if you ask me.
格雷修姐姐，你还好吧？
Griseos, are you alright?
你的脸色不大对，是头晕吗？
You look a bit off. Are you feeling faint?
我没事，不用担心。
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
上次回到这里，还是在来到这颗星球以前呢。如果我能回忆起那时候发生了什么。
The last time I was here was before arriving on this planet. If only I could remember what happened back then.
那么久以前的事，记不清也正常了。格蕾修姐姐别太勉强自己了。
It's perfectly normal not to remember something that happened so long ago, Griseos. Cut yourself some slack.
不，我还有那边的浮华姐姐，我们的身体与普通人不同，原本就能将记忆维持更长的时间，虽然不至于什么事情都能记得一清二楚。
No, my and Huas bodies are different from regular people. We can naturally retain memories for longer, while we may not remember every single detail.
但哪怕几万年前的某些情境，我也不可能忘得一干二净。可是，偏偏就是与缩近距离接触的那一小段时间，我的记忆。
There is no way we can forget certain situations from tens of thousands of years ago, but weirdly, my memory of when I came close to Sa.
这恐怕与时间流逝没有太大关系。也许所有什么歪曲认知的手段，又或者他对我发起过某种精神攻击。
It's probably not just about the passage of time. Maybe Sa distorted our perception somehow, or used some kind of mental attack on me.
当然，也可能只是因为他在物理意义上给我的脑袋施加了重重一击，造成了失忆。
Or perhaps it was simply the blow to my head that resulted in my memory loss.
听上去还真粗暴啊。
That sounds brutal.
格蕾修姐姐，你之前在自己的房间里遭遇袭击，现在好不容易回来，又不得不逼着自己去回忆那段经历，这样也太辛苦了。
Griseos, you were attacked in your room before, and now that you are finally come back, you have forcing yourself to remember that experience. It must be really rough on you.
要不还是先放松一下，像以前一样，找个自己最喜欢的地方坐一会儿，摸摸熟悉的盆栽，抱抱熟悉的枕头，这样或许有助于唤醒记忆，而且也不会产生太大压力。
Maybe you should take a break, just like before. Find a cherished spot, sit for a while, feel that similar potted plant, and embrace your beloved pillow. That might gently coax your memories back without putting too much pressure on yourself.
我没事，而且我以前也没有依赖盆栽和枕头的习惯。
Oh, I'm fine. I never had a habit of relying on potted plants and pillows.
等等，习惯？
Wait, habit?
格蕾修姐姐，
What's wrong, Griseos?
确实，按我的习惯，在被未知强敌袭击的时候，首先会去依赖的东西。
Well, according to my habits, if I were faced with an unknown and powerful enemy, the worst thing I would turn to would be
我的能力？
my abilities, perhaps? To draw it? A few moments later.
看起来大家都充分调查过了，辛苦了，辛苦了。
Everyone has thoroughly finished investigating, right? Good job, everyone.
除了 Vita 姐姐，剩下的人全都认真搜索了一遍呢。
Wait, what? Well, everyone apart from Vita has finished searching through everything. Apart from Vita.
小本相，你还是老样子，对姐姐也不留情面呢。
Yellow, you haven't changed a bit. You never show any mercy to even me.
姐姐也是没办法嘛。要是这颗糖能长出手脚，姐姐肯定不会忍心在你们忙碌的时候袖手旁观哦。
I can't help it. If this candy could grow hands and feet, I definitely wouldn't just stand here while you're all busy.
听上去有点瘆人了。
Ah, that sounds creepy.
时间有限，我们尽快同步结论吧。
Time is of the essence. Let's coordinate our findings now.
先从我说起，多亏了小城的提示，我总算回想起来了。
Let me start first. Thanks to Orange, I finally remember something.
人在意外发生的时候，总会有相对固定的下意识反应。虽然记忆模糊，我或许可以通过自己的习惯，还原出当时发生了什么。
People tend to have relatively fixed subconscious reactions when accidents happen. Even though my memory is blurry, I might be able to reconstruct what happened at the time by imagining what I would do according to my habits.
在漫长的星际旅途里，我用色彩的形式记录下了许多见闻和感悟，因为我的能力就是辨识事物本质的色彩。
During my extended interstellar journey, I recorded numerous experiences and insights in the form of colors, as my unique ability allows me to perceive the true colors of things.
同样，面对突然袭来的未知危机，我的第一反应自然也是去辨识危机的色彩。
Is that drawing we just saw with like this Shakespeare meshing color? Is it yours? Likewise, when faced with unexpected danger, my natural instinct has to identify the colors of the danger.
所以在遭遇梭袭击的那一瞬间，我想必会尽全力去感知袭击我的力量拥有什么样的色彩，并试图把它记录下来。
So when I was attacked by Sa, I probably instinctively perceived the colors of the force attacking me and tried to record it.
难道就是我发现的那块画板？
So could that be what the painting board I found represents?
没错，因为情况紧急，我那时候甚至没来得及铺上新的画布，刚刚完成色彩记录，我就被某种外力击昏了。
Exactly. Because it was an emergency, I didn't have time to lay out a new canvas. I just managed to finish recording the colors when I was struck by some external force. Isn't like exactly the colors of the Vitas?
那么，这团乱糟糟的颜色就是缩的颜色。
So this messy cluster of colors is Sarkos colors?
总感觉好混乱啊。
Oh, it looks really chaotic. Well, we already know that Sa is like Vitas are part of Sa.
确实很混乱，因为这其实是一份未完成的色彩记录。
We don't have... Well, we have red, we have purple, cyan, blue, violet, green, yellow. Yes, because this is actually an incomplete color record.
如果我真的能清楚描绘下缩的色彩，那就说明我已经彻底看透了缩的本质，事情也就不会是今天这个样子。
If I could clearly decipher Sa's color, it would mean I completely understood their nature, and things wouldn't be like that are today.
这份记录只是一种情急之中对色彩产生的感觉而已。我粗略地描绘下了缩攻击我的时候，我自己的第一印象。
This record is just my feelings of the colors I perceived in that moment of peril, and a rough sketch of the first impression I had when Sas attacked me. Look, my sketch looks like this. It looks like I'm not that bad.
我没能参透隐藏在这种印象下的本质是什么。当时如此， 现在也一样。
I couldn't fathom what lays beneath that first impression. And it's the same situation right now.
所以，这条线索到这里也就断了。
So, does that mean the lead ends here?
不，这份色彩记录
No. This color record,
从刚才开始，天空中隐隐浮现的阴影，那是缩的一部分肢体。莫里亚蒂也提到过这一点。
the faint shadow that emerged just now in the sky, is a part of Sa's body. Moriarty mentioned this as well.
我也思考过，有没有可能通过观测那些分支来获取有关缩的情报。所以我目不转睛地盯住莫里亚蒂，观察了他触碰光柱的瞬间。
There's a chance we can gather information about Sa by observing those body parts. So I focused on Moriarty and observed the moment he touched the light pillar.
有什么发现吗？
Did you notice anything?
很遗憾，莫里亚蒂的投影太过脆弱，和所产生联系的时间十分短暂，我没有办法从中分析出什么。但尽管如此，
Unfortunately, Moriarty's hollow projection was too fragile, and the connection with Sa was very brief. I couldn't analyze much of it, but even so,
当时的那种颜色和这份色彩记录的确非常相似。
the color from back then was very similar to this color record here. Huh?
不过，这两种色彩虽然相似，却在细节上又明显有点微妙的差异。
However, those two colors, although very similar, also have some subtle differences.
具体是什么，我一下子也说不上来。
But I can't pinpoint exactly what those differences are. Maybe less saturated and a little bit of power of Sa got into city representatives?
都过去那么久了，创世神稍稍改变了一下自己的造型，那也很正常嘛。
Well, it's been a long time, so the creator may have slightly altered her appearance.
还是来说说我们的发现吧，是我们几个一直能感受到的既视感。
Let's talk about our findings. It's the déjà vu that we have all been feeling.
按照弗罗斯的守则，我们之前没有机会进入方舟，可是大家又都觉得这里有些熟悉。
According to Phosphorus rules, we didn't have any chance to enter the Ark before, but somehow Ariel finds it familiar here.
总觉得是不是以前在哪里见过？
Yeah, it's like we have seen it somewhere before.
也许我可以解答这个疑问。你们对这个房间存在既视感，多半是因为
Maybe I know why. Your familiarity with this room is most likely because... Don't end. Just say it.
在每一个轮回的开始，你们就诞生于此。
At the beginning of every cycle, you were born here.
我们诞生在禁地里。
We were born in the Forbidden Grounds?
的确，方舟是唯一一个不受洪水影响的地方，自然也是唯一一个可以重置我们的庇护所了。
That's right. The Ark is the only place not affected by the floods. And naturally, it's the only sanctuary where we can be resetted.
不过，傅华，你能拿出更具体的证据证明自己的猜想吗？
But can you provide more specific evidence to support your theory, Fuhua?
先觉
Shenjue, blue. But they also say la to blue.
当然有，这就和你们的姐姐，这位大一点的 Vita 有关了。
Of course, it's related to your sister, this older Vita.
啊，又是我。
Huh? Me again? It was Vita's plan to go here, right? Oh, she's so difficult.
因为你还是不愿意主动分享信息。
Yep. Because you are clearly still not willing to share some information.
来看看这个吧。
Check this out. Huas led everyone to the table and showed them the unusual screen.
这个显示屏不对劲，
Something's not right about it.
和我驾驶方舟时相比，样式被改过了。
Its model has been altered since I piloted the Ark.
有什么人在你陷入沉睡之后改装过这里的系统，让它能适应新的功能？
Yeah, someone modified the system here after you fell into a deep sleep to give it new functions.
而操作这一切的人，
And the one behind all of this? None other than... Following Huas' finger, everyone looked at the small icon green feather-shaped logo under the screen. Small pecan green feather-shaped logo under the screen. This is like the Vitas feather,
这是你
right?
的标志吧 ，Vita？
This is your symbol, isn't it, Vita?
哎呀，被发现了！
Bastard, I got caught.
不如说，这就是你故意留下的标记。另外，这房间显然定期有人打扫，才会经过了上千年还如此整洁。
Or rather, it's a mark you intentionally left behind. Also, this room is obviously being cleaned regularly, which is why it's so tidy, even after thousands of years. And she is probably sleeping here.
谁也不希望自己的工作场所里积满灰尘嘛。
Well, no one wants their workplace to be dusty, right?
你也看过格蕾修房间里的故事书，某些属于我们文明的故事本不该在你的知识范围内，但你却能把它们改头换面，讲出似是而非的版本。
I have also seen Griseos' storybook here. You should not have any knowledge of our civilization stories, yet you managed to alter them and recount a twisted versions.
谁让等待重置的时候那么闲呢？我总得打发时间吧。
Well, I had quite a bit of time to kill while waiting for the reset.
看来这甚至还可以解释，为什么你从一开始就对格蕾修那么了解。
And this explains why you knew Griseos so well from the beginning.
借用了人家的卧室，多少也得熟悉一下卧室的主人，否则未免太绝情了。
If you're using someone's bedroom, then you should at least get familiar with the owner. It's a bit rude otherwise, isn't it? You know what? Hey, at least you tried get Griseos bad. I don't know.
和之前一样，你不打算主动提示，却也并不试图隐瞒这一切，甚至故意想被我们发现。
Just like before, you didn't offer a direct clue, but at the same time, you didn't make a concerted effort to conceal anything either. It almost feels like you wanted us to stumble upon it.
既然如此，你为什么不一开始就直接说出来？
So why didn't you tell us right from the beginning? Know what it reminds me? I'm going a little bit off topic here, but if you probably played Genshin, which is also Huas' game, Sumeru Quest, spoilers for Sumeru Quest by the way, when we were trapped inside the Akasha terminal and we did meet Nahida, yeah, well, Nahida also couldn't just tell us the truth right away. She did use some clues left behind for us to figure it out. And this looks very similar. So, and we are also dealing with cycles, man. We also, it's not Hoyoverse, it's Cycleverse, right? Okay? Like everything has to do something with cycles. Is it? Are all the games I play have to do something with cycles? Why? No, I feel like a little bit weird about this topic. Maybe part 2 is different. So why didn't you tell us right from the beginning?
就当是和孵化大侦探玩的一点小游戏嘛。怎么， 不可以吗？
I was just playing a little game with you, Huas, the great detective. What's wrong with that? Well, you know, the situation is not like for games right now.
他到底是恶劣性格使然故意旁观，还是受到某种制约无法宣之于口？看来目前阶段是得不到答案了。
Is she truly evil? Or is there something preventing her from voicing the truth? It appears we can't uncover the answer right now.
好啦，虽然小游戏的目的是什么，我不能说，但没错，每次旧的轮回结束，新的轮回开始之际，小 V 他们就是在这里被重新唤醒的。
Well, although the little game purpose is still a mystery, I can tell you that each time the old cycle ends, the new one begins. Vitas are reawakened here.
而每次，可怜的 Vita 我都要负责把大家从大洪水的废墟里捞起来，擦干净，重置记忆。
And every time, poor little me has to rescue everyone from the ruins of the Great Flood, clean them up, and reset their memories.
这份工作可辛苦了，要是没有我，大家就得一直在水里面泡着了。
It's a really tough job. If it wasn't for me, everyone would be floundering in the water like drowning dogs.
Vita 姐姐，
Vita?
那给我们植入守则，带我们回到弗洛斯的也是 Vita 姐。
So it was you who implanted our rules and led us back to Phosphorus?
是啊，小绿行你尤其乖巧呢，每次都是最早听懂我指示的 Vita 之一。
Yep. And you were especially obedient, Green. You were always one of the Vitas who understood my instructions the most quickly.
当然，运势也很棒呢。记得有一次，就是你帮我拉住了掉队的小一心。
Oh yeah, Orange was great too. There was one time when you helped me hold back Red, who was lagging behind as always.
是大家说的创世神命令 Vita 姐这样做的吗？
Did the creator you all mentioned order you to do this?
谁让我们都是他的实验品呢？
Well, we are all their experiments after all. Vita shrugged and chuckled briefly, then subtly glanced at Huas.
所以，方舟就是小 V 他们最初的诞生地。
So the Ark is truly the birthplace of the Vitas.
不过，这恐怕和创世神的弱点没有关系啊。毕竟他从来不会亲自下场处理这种细枝末节的事，都是委派我来做。你们再研究，也只能研究到我头上了。
However, this is unlikely to be related to the creator's weakness. In the end, they would never trouble themselves with those trivial affairs. So it's always fallen on my poor little head. Even if you were to delve deeper into the research, you would only trace it back to me.
而另一方面，就像婴儿一样，小 V 他们也不曾拥有自己每次诞生时的记忆。就算经我这口说出来，也没有什么真实感吧。
Also, Vitas, just like babies, never keep their memories each time they are born through me. Even if I were to recount it, it wouldn't trigger any recollection.
不对，
You're wrong.
哦，
Huh?
虽然哪怕听 Vita 姐说了，我们也确实回忆不起那段经历。
Although, we still can't remember any of that experience, even after hearing it from you.
但既然还有既视感，那是不是就说明大家在潜意识里还是能察觉到什么呢？
We do have a sense of déjà vu. So does it mean that deep down in our subconscious, we can still perceive something?
对啊，
Yeah, that's true.
那我们要不要带着既视感重新搜查一遍方舟？没准能发现什么之前没注意到的东西。
Let's search the Ark again, and with this sense of deja vu, we might discover something we didn't notice before.
可是
But
的确，这是个好主意。
that's a good idea.
拜托大家了，这件事只能交给你们。
Then I'm counting on everyone. I will place my trust in you, Vitas.
不过记得不要走太远，如果又遇到敌人，不要蛮干，第一时间回来向我们报告。
But remember to not wander too far. And if you encounter any enemies, don't act recklessly. Report back to us as soon as possible.
那当然，我们保证完成任务。
You have my words. We will definitely complete this task. Led by Red, the Vitas left the bedroom and went on expedition. Meanwhile,
好了，现在你总可以多说两句了吧，维塔。
okay, Vita, care to share a few things now?
哎呀，别把人家说的像性格顽劣的坏女人一样嘛。
You make me sound like a stubborn, naughty girl. As you are.
好了好了，不逗你们了。你帮我支开了小维塔，我也该帮你解开疑惑。没错没错，这才叫礼尚往来。
Alright, alright. I will stop teasing you. You helped me divert the Vitas, so I should help you resolve your doubts. Consider it a mutual ecstasy.
让我猜猜，你想问的是关于颜色的问题吗？
Let me guess. Your question is about color, right?
格雷修，你说吧。
Go ahead, Griseos.
我刚才对比了画板上留下的色彩，以及刚才光柱吞噬莫里亚蒂时的色彩。
Well, I just compared the colors on the painting board with the colors on the light pillar when it devoured Moriarty.
虽然这两种色彩都非常混沌深邃，但相较而言，如今的缩变得更纯粹了。
Although both of those colors were very chaotic and profound, relatively speaking, Sa has become purer now.
有什么本质性的东西，在这几千年里，从所谓创世神的身上被抽走了？
Something essential has been drawn out of the creator over this millennia.
被抽走的杂色，是不是刚好有7种？
The extracted colors. Were there exactly 7 of them by any chance?
倒是不止7种。浮华姐姐，你的意思是？
Well, they are more than just 7. What you are getting at, Fuhua?
你来看，
Here, can you see it? Fuhua gestured for Griseos to check the paints taken off the rack.
红橙黄绿青蓝紫，这应该不是你画画的习惯吧？
Red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple. This isn't your usual method of painting, right?
我没有这种习惯，而且调色的时候，这样也意义不大。
Yeah, I don't normally do that. Putting those 7 colors in this order doesn't make much sense.
毕竟颜料的原色只有3种，把这7种颜色并列，不像是艺术家的习惯，而更像是
Especially considering there are only 3 primary colors. Arranging the 7 hues together isn't a practical typical of artists, but more like akin to.
科学家的习惯，准确的说是生活在太阳系里，眼睛恰好拥有3种视锥细胞的科学家才会有的习惯。因为对我们来说，太阳光刚好是7色的嘛。
Scientists. Be more precise, it's a habit of scientists living in space whose eyes happen to have 3 types of sun cells. For us, sunlight is composed of 7 colors.
果然都被你发现了，孵化大侦探。对，创世神和我就是在这里得到启发，创造了7个小 Vita。
You notice everything as always, Fuhua. Yes, the creator and I were inspired by it here to create 7 Vitas.
不过，你是怎么注意到的？那些颜料算不上什么证据吧
？But how did you work it out? Those paints don't seem like evidence.
我只是觉得，凡事必然有一个开始。你只说自己负责在每次大洪水结束后捞出小 V 他们，但是第一次呢？小 V 他们第一次诞生的时候，还没有发生过大洪水。
I couldn't help but thinking that there must be a starting point for everything. You mentioned your role in retrieving the Vitas after each great flood. But what about the very first time? The Vitas first appeared before any major flood, didn't they?
你特地避开那一次的情况不谈，这背后应该还有玄机。
You deliberately avoided discussing that, so there must be something behind it.
啊，是啊。你们现在看着那种抽象的光柱，没办法想象创世神以前是什么样子的吧？其实他也有像我们一样的时候。当然，那即使对我来说，也是很久很久之前的事了。
Correct. Now, as you look at that light pillar, it's quite challenging to imagine what the creator might have been in the past. Trust be told, the creator had moments when they were just like us. Although, even for me, that's already a bygone era, stretching back a very, very long time.
长话短说吧，为了聚集能量，创世神在漫长的时光里不断改进自我，抛弃无用的结构，优化自身的效率。
In a nutshell, the creator engaged in a continuous journey of self-improvement over a long duration, amassing vast amount of energy and shading super low structures while refining their efficiency.
而7个小 Vita 就是某次身体优化的副产物。这么说也不够客观。或许他当时也有别的目的。反正他又不会告诉我，我也不好说了。
As for the 7 Vitas, they emerge as a byproduct of the creator's body as they optimize themselves. Although describing it poorly as an objective process might not be entirely accurate, it is possible that they had another intention at that time. Nevertheless, since the creator hasn't disclosed it to me, I can't say it for sure.
副产物
A byproduct?
而启发他的人，的确就是你哦，格雷修。
Yes, and you, Griseos, are the one who inspired them.
抓到方舟和你之后，创世神注意到了你分析色彩的能力。你能凭借这种直觉，将事物的本质一条条看清楚。
Once the creator captures the arc and you, they become aware of your color analysis ability, your capacity to intuitively decipher the essence of things on a case-by-case basis, intrigued them.
于是，创世神联想到，自己也可以把情感、道德这类抽象的概念，像杂色一样分离出去。
Thus, they began to contemplate whether they could simply dissect abstract concepts, such as emotions and morality, in the same manner they had separated their mixed colors.
当然，他大概早就有这种想法了，只是在你的颜料架子上得到了具体做法的灵感。总之，那之后他正式舍弃了自身冗余的美德，然后就轮到我出马了。
While the notion may have crossed their minds before, you provided the specific inspiration they needed from that paint track. Subsequently, the creator formally relinquished their redundant virtues and left the rest to me.
创世神只不过是机械性的分离了自己的美德，他赋予这些杂色权限，然后命令我把它们制成管理城市的傀儡，类似乐园宿卫那样。
Okay, so the 7 Vitas like part of the creator, but like actually part of the creator, and the creator become like get rid of their human virtues? Is that what you're trying to say? The creator mechanically fragmented their virtues and granted those mixed colors various authorizations. They then tasked me with shaping them into puppets ruled for governing the city, which is somewhat akin to the Paradise Guard.
可美感还是很重要的，对吧？所以我按照光谱把这些权限分成一心、本相、运序、律行和光先觉调谐，再塑形成现在这副可可爱爱的模样。
He looks so proud. Naturally, aesthetics remained a crucial aspect of the process. Thus, I classified these authorizations into red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, and purple, giving them their endearing forms that you see today.
你不希望小 V 他们听到这些，是担心。
You don't want the Vitas to know about this. It is because you are worried that.
啊，我可没有担心什么，就是有点害羞而已。
Well, I'm not really worried about anything. It's more like a sense of shyness. Shyness,
这
truly.
不就好像是在向孩子细致的解释他们是怎么来的吗？而且还是当着格蕾修的面。
It's somewhat similar to explaining in intricate details how children come into existence, and that's even in front of Griseos. I mean, Griseos is not any child
灵
anymore.
感来自格蕾修，塑形来自我。这样想，小 V 他们不就相当于是我和格蕾修的作品了吗？
I feel okay. The inspirations came from Griseos, while the art of shaping came from me. So from that perspective, the Vitas could be considered our creation. So you like be parents to them?
这下倒是搞清楚了小 V 他们的由来。虽然 Vita 坚持表示，这和苏的弱点并无关系。
Now that we have unrevealed the origin of the Vitas, even though Vitas insists it isn't related to Sa's weakness,
但是总觉得我们忽略了什么。
I can't help but feel that we may have overlooked something.
看到了吗？云层之上隐约的巨物，那就是它的分支。真臃肿啊！
See that? That looming entity faintly visible beyond the clouds. This is merely one of its limbs. Quite massive, isn't it?
我尝试过许多接近它们的方法，但很遗憾，那里似乎覆盖着凌驾于这颗行星的规则。
I have tried many ways to approach it, but unfortunately, it seems to be under the protection of something whose nature surpassed that of this planet.
我甚至想方设法飞上了高空，但由于缺少特定的权限，依然无法触其分毫。
I even tried to fly up high, but due to what I can only assume is insufficient, shall we say, authorization. I was unable to get even a millimeter closer. Oh, that's a backflash from what happened to Moriarty. Suddenly, the words of that artist rushed back to Huas.
如果小 Vita 是从梭身上分离出来的，那么他们的权限
If the Vitas are derived from Sa, then their authorization. Let me guess, the Vitas are the weak point of Sa?
是的，是权限。
Yes, their authorization.
啊？
Huh?
既然代理人的权限和创世神的权限有重合之处，那么
As the authorization of representatives overlaps somewhat with those of the creator, then
那么，或许可以借用我们的权限来反制创世神，是这样吗？
perhaps we can utilize our authorization to counter the creator. Is that right? Why does it have like those little question marks? At some point, the Vitas return to the entrance of the bedroom.
这次，我们可能真的能找到创世神的弱点了。傅华，还有维塔姐。
This time, we might have truly uncovered the creator's weakness. Oh, they also hear our conversation. Holy. Here presents your resolve.
小兰，你们回来了。
Blue, you are back.
你们偷听多久了？
How long have you been eavesdropping?
我们刚刚才回来，只听到浮华姐姐在说权限什么的。
Just now, we only hear Huas talking about authorization.
啊，这样啊，
Is that so? I feel like it's a big lie.
太好了，格雷修，孩子们还没发现呢。
That's fantastic, Griseos. The children haven't figured it out yet.
有什么不能被发现的吗？
I mean, they're like parents. Oh, this is so... Man. I can't. Is there anything that should remain undiscovered? Huas disregarded Vitas' untimely humor and looked at the little Vitas.
你们说找到了创世神的弱点，那是怎么回事？
You mentioned you uncovered the creator's weakness. What the whole story exactly?
准确来说，不是找到了，而是想到了。
Well, to be precise, we didn't uncover it. We just put our heads together and worked it out.
在重新搜查方舟的过程中，我们的既视感也越来越强烈。维塔姐姐，她是对的。
While we were revisiting the Ark, that sense of déjà vu intensified. Vita, she was correct.
之前我们的记忆还很混乱，拼凑出的历史也缺乏头绪，不断的开始，重复的生活，唐突的末日，一段一段突如其来的回忆，零碎的分散在大家脑海里。
Our memories were all over the place before, and the history we had patched together lacked a clear sequence. Sudden beginnings, recurring lifetimes, and approved apocalypses had left scattered fragments of memories strewed across our minds.
但是，起点填补了回忆之间的空缺，它作为一种纲领，让我们对过去发生的一切重新有了实感，也因此。
Yet this straight point helped bridge the gap between those memories, giving us a framework to grasp everything what happened. And because of that,
在搜查过程中， 大家开始梳理这颗星球的历史，思考彼此在不同文明中挣扎的命运，试图从失败中收获某种教训。
While we were exploring, we started to reconstruct the history of this planet, ponder our roles in different civilizations, and strive to learn from our past missteps.
虽然每次都是我们自己为弗洛斯招来了创世神的绝罚。
Even so, it was always us who brought the creators several punishment to Phosphorus each time.
但那不是我们的错，我们想保护弗洛斯，比任何人都想。
It wasn't actually our fault. We wanted to protect Phosphorus more than everyone else.
破坏这项使命的不是我们自己，而是创世神。他控制 Vita 姐，植入虚假的规则，把毁灭的钥匙交到我们手里。
The ones responsible for sabotaging this mission were not us, but the creator. They controlled Vita, implanted false rules, and handed us the key to destruction.
或许他这样做没有主观上的恶意，但对我们而言，即使他的确创造了这个世界，也会因此而成为 Vita 们的敌人。
Perhaps they were not doing it on purpose, but to us, even if they did create this world, they have become the enemy of us because of this.
想到这里，我们注意到了，既然创世神交给我们的钥匙能像最近的崩坏事件一样，换来他的现身和绝罚。
Oh. And this got us thinking. Since we have got the creator's key, that means we can summon them and face their judgment, just like in that recent Honkai event.
那当然也意味着，我们手里的钥匙在以某种形式和创世神直接相连。
And that of course means the key is in our hands are somehow directly linked to the creator.
蓝想到这件事之后，我就立刻拉着大家跑回来了。结果刚好就听到浮华在说权限什么的。
After Blue came up with this, I immediately rushed back with everyone. And then I overheard Fuhua discussing authorization.
能拜托你再讲解一下吗，浮华？
Can you explain that further, Fuhua?
好吧。
Sure. Fuhua left out the story of the Vitas' birth and instead shared their conclusion that it had all affected.
也就是说，缩在赐予你们代理人的权限时，直接拆分了自己过去拥有的权限。你们持有的权限和他同根同源，只是受到的限制更多。
In other words, the authorization granted you by Sa was separated from their own. The authorization you hold shares the same roots as Sa's, albeit with more constraints.
而且据 Vita 所说，所以一直在消除自己身上冗余的部分。那么，作为一个庞大的存在，可想而知，他必须依赖大量的逻辑判断机制，代替自己做出细节上的取舍。
And according to Vita, Sa has been consciously eliminating their redundant parts. As a colossal entity, they must rely on a multitude of logic mechanisms to take detailed choices.
原来如此，所以我们不仅能够召唤创世神的绝罚，理论上也能利用这些逻辑判断中必然存在的漏洞、瑕疵，来制衡创世神。
So we can not only summon the creator judgment, but theoretically we can also use the logical flaws and imperfection inherent in their decision-making mechanism to counter the creator.
那这不就相当于找到创世神的弱点了吗？只要使用我们的权限。
So does it mean we have discovered the creator's weakness? We just need to use our authorization.
小疑心，光有冲劲可不够哦。虽然这个计划理论上确实可行，
Not your horses, little rat. Although this plan is theoretically viable,
可是，哪怕只是构筑接近创世神真体的通道，靠你们的这点权限也仍然做不到。你们没有足够的能量，也不能驾驭开辟通道的相关权能。
just creating a getaway close to the creator through form using only your authorization won't suffice. You lack the required energy and authority to open such a passage.
那么，只要让有这种能力的人来做就可以了吧？
So why not get someone with such capability to do it?
福华，还有格雷修，我们刚才就已经决定要把7名代理人所有的权限转移给你们，由擅长战斗的你们去解除创世神对弗洛斯的威胁。
Let's go! Huas, Griseos, we have decided to transfer all our authorities to you. You are capable, competent. That way you can neutralize the creator's threat to Phosphorus.
这是我们所有 Vita 经过商议后得出的共识，按照 Vita 集会的规则，达成了全票通过。
After much deliberation, we came to this consensus. In accordance with the Vitas gathering rule, we have unanimously decided.
代理人的权限，
The representative's authorization?
但这对你们来说，
But for you,
权限对我们来说当然很重要，而且一旦
for us, the authorization is undoubtedly essential, and if... Okay, I have a little fear here. The Vitas will be alright, right? And if...
城市的守则里没有允许我们转移权限的条例，一旦失败，确实有万劫不复的风险。
Currently, the city's court won't allow authorization to be transferred, so there's potential for several consequences if we fail.
不过，连最看重守则的绿都点头了，那就没关系了吧？
Still, even Green, that stickler for rules, has given her nod of approval, so that means we are good to go, right?
比起权限，我们都觉得还是保护弗洛斯更重要。
We are all on the option that safeguarding Phosphorus takes precedence over authorization.
直觉告诉我，把权限托付给福华姐姐和格蕾修姐姐是正确的选择，因为你们是值得信任的人。
My intuition tells me that entrusting the authorization to you is the right call, since you are both so trustworthy and reliable.
即使在我们失去记忆、分不清敌我的时候，两位姐姐还是会主动向我们伸出援手。
Absolutely. Even when we were in the dark, unable to tell friends from foes due to losing our memories, both of you extended your hands to help us without hesitation.
虽然和福华姐姐相处的记忆丢失了，但我们还是觉得，那一定是一段快乐的、值得纪念的回忆。
While we may have lost the memories of our moments spent with Huas, we still feel like it was a joyful and unforgettable time.
所以，我们一致同意由福华和格蕾修接管代理人的权限。
So we unanimously agreed that Huas and Griseos will take control of the representative authorization. Consider it the most prestigious honor in all of Phosphorus.
虽然实际上是不得不让姐姐们替我们战斗，
But in reality, we have no choice but to have you to fight for us.
我们不具备正面作战的能力，也只能做到这一步了。
We are useless in combat and can only contribute a little.
你们已经在你们力所能及的范围里做出了最大的努力，我们无法苛求更多。
You have already done the best you can. We cannot ask for more.
在危机降临的时候，不是每个人手里都有武器， 可能你手中只有一把扳手、一支试管或者一支笔。
When a crisis unfolds, not everyone is armed and ready to fight. You might only have a branch, a test tube, or a pen at your disposal.
但只要能找到那些物件的用法，并在机会到来的时候用尽全力去挥舞，那你就有可能战胜那些看起来比自己强大无数倍的敌人。
But as long as you can recognize the value of those items and give it your all when the opportunity arises, then you have a shot at defeating enemies who seems much more powerful than you.
确实是这个道理。
Oh, that makes sense.
Vita，
唉，不愧是我聪明的弟弟妹妹们，还真是找到了一个巧妙的切入角度呀。
My little siblings. Practically your children at this point. You're just as clever as I thought, my little siblings. That's a very clever way of looking at it.
我觉得这个计划确实可行，你们放手去干吧。
I agree that this plan may work. Go ahead and do your best.
他
Gee, this plan. Is there anything I haven't noticed? Will this alter her attitude? After a brief moment of hesitation, Fuha shook her head to clear any lingering doubts.
问他也不会说实话，而且，如果计划有什么漏洞，如他所说，我们也是一条绳上的蚂蚱。
She won't tell the truth if you ask her, and as she mentioned before, if the plan has any flaws, we are all in this together.
那么，我们就按照这个计划行动吧。
Well then, let's proceed with the plan.
具体来说，如果以接近缩的本体作为前提，我们需要一个人专心铺设通道，另一个人负责开路前进。
To be more specific, assuming we are getting closer to Sa's true form, we need someone to lay down the groundwork for the passage while another takes charge of advancing.
格雷修，掌控由精神力量组成的权限，铺设具象的道路，你应该比我更擅长。我作为投影，更容易被传送，对付敌人时的顾忌也更少。
Griseos, with your mastery of authorization composed of spiritual power, you should be better at creating the concrete path. As a hollow project, I am easier to transport with few constraints when dealing with enemies.
作为最初的尝试，就由我负责开路，你负责接收小 V 他们转移的权限，铺设道路，这样没问题吧？
I actually want the full Fuha and not just hollow projection. I'm a little bit worried. As our first attempt, I will take the role of forging ahead, while you handle receiving the Vitas transferred authorization and laying the path. Does that sounds good for you?
没问题。
No problem. Yeah, we don't give Fuhua the authorization.
至于你，
And as for you, huh?
啊，你们看我做什么？抱歉，不管是铺设通道还是开路战斗，我显然都爱莫能助。
Huh? Why are you looking at me? Sorry, but there's no way I can lay the path or help battle our way through. I'm useless in those matters.
毕竟我只是一个寄人篱下的柔弱投影，总不能让我铺一条虚拟的路，或者帮你们打电波怪物吧？
After all, I'm just a guest, hollow projection, and I can't create a virtual path or help you fight radio wave monsters, can I? Well, you can do a lot like projection, and what's this face, man? Oh my god, Vita is perfect.
你在这里确实只是个投影。不过，虽然你的本体被禁止接近弗洛斯， 可接下来，我们多半会在弗洛斯之外迎击你的创世神。到那时，你会亲自现身，协助我们战斗吗？
Well, that's actually true. You're just a hollow projection in this place. But while you have been prohibited from approaching Phosphorus, we will most likely confront your creator beyond Phosphorus next. When that time comes, will you personally assist us in battle?
哎呀，难得浮华这么热情的邀请我。
Yeah. Well, it's not every day that the great detective extends such a warm invitation.
但是，不行，真的办不到。
But no, it's a no-go.
前段时间切断连接后，我就失去接近创世神的权限了，不然也不需要有小 Vita 来帮你们。
I lost the authority to approach the creator after our connection was cut some time ago. Otherwise, the Vitas would not have to help you now.
而且，如前所说，我的本体被狠狠地惩罚了，现在是真的很虚弱，很虚弱，很虚弱。让我上前线，到时候创世神一弹手指，我可就整个人都没了。
Also, as I mentioned earlier, my primary form took several beatings, so I'm incredibly frail, extremely so in fact. If you sent me in battle, the creator could snap their fingers and make me vanish completely. Is this because you got beaten by Zele?
所以，真不是我不想帮你们，而是去了也帮不上忙。不过嘛，放心，既然我可爱的小 V 他们都拼上了全力，我又怎么会袖手旁观呢？
So it's not that I'm unwilling to lend a hand, but I would not be very helpful if I did. But don't worry, since my adorable Vitas are giving in all their all, or can I just stand by and watch?
我还是能帮上你们一个忙，可以帮你们解除代理人权限的锁定。
I still can help you in one way, by lifting the lock on the representative authorization.
解除锁定。
Lifting the lock?
那么重要的权限，创世神肯定会给他上好保险啊！但凡有点编程经验的人都不会忘记吧？
Yep, you can bet the creator has locked those crucial authorizations down tight. I mean, even an inexperienced coder would not overlook that.
所以，小 V 他们没办法直接转让权限。
So transferring those authorizations directly is a no-go.
Vita 姐说的对，我们之前也讨论过这个问题，结论是，Vita 姐肯定会有办法。
That's right. We hashed this out earlier, and the verdict was Vita must have a card up her sleeves.
大家跟我还真是默契。
Looks like we're all on the same wavelength here.
所以接下来我就要为大家的权限解锁。不好意思，我一个人恐怕还不够。
Here's the deal. I need to unlock your authorization, but I'm afraid I can't do it alone.
格雷修，咱们可能得再亲密合作一次啦。
Griseos, it looks like it's time for another intimate team up. This is perfect.
接下来我会引导你进入小 V 他们共通的精神世界。简单来说，就是一个会把所有预设的防御措施具象化的空间。
Next up, I will be your guide into the shared mental realm of the Vitas. Put simply, this is a space where such security measures become real.
你只需要通过一些强硬的手段处理掉里面的保护装置就行了。
Your job is to deal with the security system inside. You can use a bit of brute force.
思路我明白，但为什么是我？
I understand your plan, but why me?
开启精神世界已经是我的极限了，我可没办法再去里面痛打创世神的手哎。而浮华虽然潜在的战斗能力更强， 但毕竟是蕴含了未知因素的不完全投影。
I have taken my mental escapades to the limit, and I'm not that eager to jump back in and deal with the creator's guards. As for Huas, while she might pack a punch in combat, she's still a semi-hollow projection with unpredictable trains.
无论从我的个人期望，还是当前的客观实际出发，这项工作都非格雷修莫属。
Right. Looking at what's the best for me and the current reality, this mission is all yours, Griseos.
好吧，我明白了。
Alright, I see.
那外面就先拜托你了，浮华姐姐。
Well, then I will leave you in charge on the outside, Huas.
精神领域里的战斗，你一定没问题。不过还是慎重行事，一旦有无法控制的情况出现，不要恋战，交给我来处理。
Okay, you're up for the mental rim fight, no doubt. Make sure you stay sharp. If things go off the trail, leave it to me.
好，没问题。
Alright, no problem. Vita.
所以你要怎么引导我？
No, are you going to walk me through
很
this?
简单，你跟我来就好。
It's pretty simple. Just follow me.
这里是
This place is.
Vita.
It looks.
你在吗？这是怎么回事
Vita, are you here? What's happening?
？Vita，
It looks very similar. Familiar.
这该不会是什么陷阱？
Don't tell me this is some sort of a trap.
不过之前的梦境里可
But
没有
those
这些
monsters
怪物，
were not in a dream I had before.
到底是怎么回事？
What's going on? Did Vita just
难道
trap
说
us? Could it be?
集中精神，接招！
It wasn't until Griseos dealt with those sudden Paradise Guard attackers that Vita's voice approached. All cool and collected.
哇，小格雷修身手了得，这么快就解决了那些家伙，我果然没有看走眼呢。
Wow, Griseos got some serious skills. Taking out those guys so quickly. Looks like I was right after all.
Vita，这到底是怎么回事？
Vita, what's really going on here?
跟我们说好的一样啊！我引导你到小 V 他们的精神世界，你处理这里的保卫机制。
It's just as we discussed. I'm guiding you into the Vitas mental realm, and your job is to handle the security system here.
该不会是因为这精神世界长得和小格雷修的梦境过于相似了，导致你开始误会了？
Maybe you were thrown off to begin with because this mental realm looks too much like your own dreams.
这里是小 V 他们的精神世界，而不是我的画室，这一点可没那么难以区分。
This is the Vital mental realm, not my art studio. It's not that hard to know this fact.
算了，你先告诉我下一批乐元素位在什么地方，我可不想把时间拖太久，给小 V 他们增加精神负担。
Never mind. Tell me where the next bench of Paradise Wardens are. I don't want to drag things out too long and weight the little Vitas down mentally.
啊，原来是在意这个吗？
Oh, so that's what's bugging you.
好说好说，我会乖乖带路的。
Right, I will be your guide.
果然，和外面的乐元
Those
素位不太
Paradise
一样。
Wanderers are definitely
不只
different
是现
from
实
the
形体
ones
和精神形体的
outside,
区别，他们还混入了一
not
些杂
just in
色。
terms of physicals and mental forms they are. For the sake of Phosphorus. Unraveling the world trust is a must.
这是 V 他们的声音
And。are those Vita's
集
voices?
中精神。来吧。
I won't let it all end like this.
集中精神，站好，交给我吧，星落一剑。有进展，加油啊，格雷
You're
修小
making
姐！
progress. Keep it up, Giselle.
还不想就这样结束。
We can't just lay it like this. Our city.
精神，
We should have created so many more memories. We could have created so many memories. Everyone. The Vitas home.
这是
This is... Oh my god, that's a big
最后的
one.
屏障啦。
This is the final barrier, Griseos. Destroy it and we will unlock the representative's authorization.
来吧，果然和之前的不一样。
It's really different from
不
before.
过这才是梭留下的
If
保
this
险。
is the safeguard that Tsar left behind,
那么之前
then
那
those
些
from earlier, could they be? Those from earlier, could they be? I feel like a trap.
一开始就知道。
They knew it from the start. Okay, this is like a trap by Vita. Rule number 1, never trust Vita.
来吧，交给我吧。我也
I can't let everyone
大家
down.
的决议。结束了，
It's over.
结束了，干得漂亮，格雷修小姐。
Awesome. You did an amazing job, Griseos. It was too easy.
代理人权限的特殊锁定已经被完全解除，代理人们越狱成功。
The
我再解说是不是有点多余啦？你自己就有看穿本质的能力嘛。
The lock of the representative's authorization has been entirely lifted, and they are free now. Perhaps I am explaining too much. You are able to see through the surface after all.
总之，搞定了就赶紧回去吧，大家还在等着我们呢。
Anyways, let's wrap things here and head back. The other are waiting for us. She felt as thought her consciousness was rising up from the sea. She could hear countless familiar and strange voices. Fear and trepidation, pain, desire, and an unwillingness to move on. There were quiet sobs and sighs of despair. Before she could understand, they disappeared into the sea all at once, like a television being shut off. Then her consciousness finally emerged. Reopening her eyes, Griseos found herself seated on the bed in her bedroom. The 7 Vitas encircled her, with Vita holoprojection at their side.
这是
What?
格雷修姐姐醒了，
Griseos has awakened!
辛苦了，格雷修，还顺利吧？
Wait, what, Griseos? Did all go smoothly?
很顺利。现在你们应该可以自由转移代理人的权限了，大家也有感觉吧？
Absolutely. You should now have full control over the representatives' authorities. You can see it, right? Griseos glanced at the Vitas. They were all wearing a similar look. A blend of cheat-like innocent. Their gravitas befitting representatives. And the unwavering resolve expected to protect, project, deliverance enforcers.
我们能感觉到，
Yes, we can feel it.
就好像是有什么一直压住胸口的负担，咻的一下飞走了一样。
It's like a heavy burden that have been weight on our chest just vanished in an instant.
大概是因为挂在胸口的钥匙真的变轻了，虽然不明白是什么原理。
It's probably because the keys hanging on our chest have genuinely become lighter, even though I don't quite understand the mechanism behind it. Seeing Voracious Vita, Griseos felt a change within herself.
各位，接下来是不是就要转移权限了？
So everyone, are we ready to transfer the authorization now?
保险起见，它还需要稍加调试。接下来，我们7个打算先彼此同步一下权限的状态。
As a safety measure, we should do a bit of fine-tuning. We need to synchronize the status of the authorization among the 7 of us first.
因为我们都没有这种转移的经验，万一出了什么意外差错，那可就糟糕了。
None of us have experiences with this kind of transfer, so just in case something goes sour, we should be extra careful.
这不会对你们造成什么伤害吧？
This won't harm you, right?
当然不会。
Of course not.
小黄，你怎么看？
Yellow, what's your take on this?
放心吧，格雷修姐姐，这项操作很安全。
I hope so. Don't fear, Griseos. This operation is perfectly fine. No need to worry. No one will die. No one dies in Honkai, right?
转移权限不会对我们造成危害，即使失败了，也不会有致命的风险。
Yeah, transferring authorization won't pose any threats to us. Even if it doesn't go as planned, there won't be any life-threatening risks. You know what? Am I right now supposed to believe this? I mean, yeah, I just assume the worst. They're all dead. They will die. Oh.
好吧，我知道了。
You can't fool me here. Alright, I got it.
那等我们准备好了，就来找格雷修姐姐。
So, when we are all set, we will come to you.
就拜托你们了。
We will leave it to you then.
对了，福华姐姐又到哪里去了？
By the way, where did Fuhua disappear to?
她刚刚说，既然你们还需要调试，那我也去调试一下自己的状态吧。一个人跑到方舟的剑桥上去了呢。
Ah, she just said, since you guys need some fine-tuning, I will do fine-tune myself. And then went off to the Arc Bridge all on her own.
调试状态，福华姐姐。
Fine-tune herself?
我隐约听到她说，要尝试在投影状态下激发什么人为的东西。
I overheard her talking about trying to evoke some artificial elements while in holo projection mode. Let's go, Fuhua! Let's go!
格雷修那边应该快好了，接下来就要由我。
This air should be ready soon. And then, it's all up to me.
对手是盘踞在量子之海里的巨鳄，而我能依靠的仅仅只是一道投影。
My opponent is a colossal evil, lurking in the sea of quanta, and all I have is a mere holo projection.
不过，好消息是，迄今为止，
But here's the
这
silver,
个投影似乎一直在配合我，
silver
不
lining.
断发掘我自身的潜力。
Up until now, this holo projection seems to have been cooperating with me, constantly revealing my untapped potential.
那么这一次，
So this time, ooh,
从一开始就拼
let's
上
give
全
it
力吧。
all from the get-go. Huas never shield away from a life and death battle. Throughout her long, eventful life, fighting for one's life, has been but an occasional challenge she faced. If anything, no one could known that someone like her would hesitate to confront a formidable foe before stepping into the battlefield. It almost sounds unbelievable. However, due to her extensive experience on the battlefield, Huas also understands that courage doesn't equate to recklessness. She's long past the days of blindly turning herself into a monster and charging into battle without a second thought. She's moved beyond that era, that period, and that chapter of her life. Her current fight isn't about some distant future. It's about protecting the tangible present that belongs to everyone. So she must, and she firmly believes she can, control and harness that formidable power that's dreaded by all, even though she's just a hollow projection. For the sake of her friends and herself.
伽喽罗，
Garuda
来吧。
came forth. Oh? This is not good. Uha, Chichi? Under the gaze of the creator, it usually took a mere seconds for all the previous efforts to end up fruitless. For whosoever has, to him shall be given, and he shall move more abundance. But whosoever has not, from him shall be taken away even what he has, said the Creator. So the Creator just took off the Creator just make her disappear, her hollow projection. Is it like because the Creator feared Huas, actually cut off the projection? But how did even the projection of Huas end up there? Did Vita brought her? I think the Vita also, the same as with Moriarty, she brought her there. But man, what an amazing part 3, I would say. Holy. It's 9 of 20. Well. I guess we already knew what is it all about, the 7 Vitas. Even like, you know, we found out Griseos, the 7 Vitas have like assigned to a color. Griseos does draw. It's not hard to find out about their origin. And yeah, then we have to figure it out in the next parts what happened to Huas, and yeah, it will be a long one. Tomorrow, as time of this recording, is also the last day of part 1.5, the version of 7.2. I hope the... well, I will let those words later for the last part of the last chapter of part of 1.5. But as for now, thank you for watching, listening, going with me through the story, and I wish you a great day, night, afternoon, and see you in part 4.